Hi administrators, this is Julie Cantillon from the Office for Schools, and this is a screencast for schools participating in the SD Catholic Professional Learning Series this year. This screencast will cover 1. What is required to complete before our first day of professional learning on October 20th, 2. The resources available for you and your teachers, and 3. We'll cover some logistical pieces as well. You may have received emails from Atlas if your school is using this curriculum mapping software. However, there's much new information in this screencast. Okay, first thing I'm going to show you is how to access a professional learning page that has all the resources you will need for our October 20th date as well as subsequent dates. So you go on to the sdcatholic.org website, click on Schools, scroll down, and you'll see Professional Learning for Principals and Teachers. There are other resources on this site, but the main one that we're going to use for our Professional Learning Series is the PL Plan. So click on the PL Plan. And you can scroll down and see resources. These resources will help the teachers to prepare everything they need for October 20th in order to get the most out of the day. Okay, the first resource we're going to click on is the Atlas Unit Checklist. So the Atlas Unit Checklist, what I would encourage you to do if you'd like to edit this list is to go to File and then make a copy, or you could download as if you don't like to work in Google Docs. So you could download as a Microsoft Word document and edit from there. You can't edit this specific document on here because it will edit the master document that everyone will see. So this is the ELA teacher checklist that you should be referring to prior to October 20th and then of course continuing on afterward. Here are the documents and the resources that we'd like to draw your attention to, again in preparation for the October 20th date. The first resource is a CCSS overview. Now again, your teachers have been using these standards for a number of years now, but if they would like more review or if you have ancillary teachers or teachers who would just like to have a refresher, this is here for their review. Again, optional. The next link is the courses assigned. This is where your school administrator for Atlas is going to need to do some work. So they're going to need to go in and make sure that they followed all these directions and created the courses for their teachers in Atlas. All teachers, regardless of their content area, should have an Atlas account as we will all be mapping. Also, the Atlas administrator is going to want to make sure that each teacher in their school can access their site and knows their username and password. We don't have a master list of usernames and passwords, so again, in order to get the most out of the day, we want to make sure that this isn't an obstacle for teachers and they could just log on. Atlas Swim Lessons. You can click on this document. If your school is using Atlas, please have teachers go through these quote-unquote swim lessons to become familiar with the software. During most of the sessions on October 20th, there will be dedicated work time, but facilitators will not be spending time on how to perform basic Atlas functions, unless this is stated explicitly in the session descriptions. Again, if you'd like to edit this document, you cannot edit this master document, but you're welcome to go to File, make a copy, or File, download as, and you can save it right to your own computer. The next resource on the checklist are the basic Atlas videos. I've selected 2 short videos that will provide teachers and administrators with more reinforcement of the Atlas features. Okay, next we have the TL sample units. These units were created by our teacher liaison team this past summer. So I would encourage you to have your teachers click on these just to see the recipes basically that our teachers use to create these units. So when you click on that link, it will take you to the landing page. This is our public Atlas page. You can go to Browse, Unit Calendars, And you'll see there's at least one unit created for each grade level. So you'll click on the course, click on the unit, and then teachers are welcome to review these units and make notes of any questions they might have, or try and think of how they might incorporate a unit like this in their grade level, depending on the unit. The final resource is the Atlas Style Guide. This is a good go-to resource if you're stuck on a certain component of the Atlas map, or you want some review of the nomenclature for how we are importing our information into Atlas. So it breaks it down by the components in the Atlas map, such as unit title, standards, big ideas, essential question, and it goes on. But what's a good resource here too are the videos that I've tried to find and incorporate when available that offer a short video explanation, as well as I've highlighted some key tips or points to note, and then some examples. So again, the Atlas Style Guide will be a great resource for your teachers. We are suggesting that each principal determine the expectations for unit completion for his or her staff. For ELA teachers, we're recommending that principals start with the expectation that one unit is completed at the end of each of our days of professional learning. So you can see the dates here on the checklist. Our first date is October 20th, so the first unit to be completed by February 16th. Of course, you could increase this expectation at your site, especially if teachers are going to have structured time to work. Below this is the starting point for your part-time teachers. We are recommending that they complete at least one unit by the end of this professional learning series. We have found that quality units take teachers about 4 to 6 hours to complete. So again, if time is set aside for this work, you could increase your expectation, but note that each unit will take time. Now I'm going to show you some of the resources available to you and your teachers leading up to including the 3 days of professional learning. This page will be updated after each of our full day sessions. I'm going to click on each of the resources in this page. So we just reviewed the Atlas Unit Checklist. Next, the Atlas Public Site. This link will take you directly to the unit calendar, so teachers can start to look at sample units that our teacher liaisons created. Next is the HyperDoc. And this HyperDoc was created to help teachers be able to walk through each of the mapping components with support. If teachers do attend the supported work time session on October 20th, they'll be navigating this document and beginning their own units with support provided by our TLs and the resources on the HyperDoc. So you can see we tried to link to all the resources as well within this HyperDoc. And if you haven't seen a HyperDoc before, it typically follows the same structure of engage, explore, explain, apply, and share, reflect, extend. There are some resources in here too that could be helpful if teachers have already become familiar with Atlas and just want to get started. So again, the style guide is here. They can click on the public units, also linked here. They can also watch a screencast that each of our teacher liaisons have created, explaining their thought process as they created their own units. This could be a helpful place for teachers to start, especially if the process seems a bit overwhelming. Note too that if you don't yet have Atlas, there's a copy of the template here. And this is where teachers who aren't able to access Atlas accounts on the days of professional learning will work from. So you can just click on this template, go here, and again, they won't be able to edit the master document, so you'll have to go to File, Make a Copy, to Work in Drive, or File, Download As, and then they'll be able to work. There will also be some links where teachers will be encouraged to share via a Padlet what they come up with, their titles, their big ideas, their essential questions, so that way we can get some feedback on where teachers are in the process, and also teachers can look at that and access it to see what their colleagues are coming up with. Finally, there's a list of Twitter lists for educators in the diocese for people to connect and share their curriculum maps or photos from the day, or what have you. But basically, we want to try and encourage teachers to extend their professional learning network to be able to share this and what we're doing across schools so that we're not limited by the school that we're in. Okay, and here is our interactive agenda for the day. If you click on here, you'll find resources from each of our session facilitators. This form will continue to be updated up until the morning of October 20th, so please make sure to keep checking back. We'd encourage each of your teachers to make informed decisions about the sessions that they want to attend during the day. So, if they click on a session, they can read the session description. They can read a bio of the presenter. And they can also access any handouts or slides that the presenter will have. You may want to encourage your teachers to download these resources prior to October 20th, just in case there are any troubles accessing the internet. The next resource is a sampling of sessions for specialty area teachers. We've had some principals ask, well, what about my teacher who teaches art or PE and doesn't necessarily think of themselves as an ELA teacher? We all know that everyone is responsible for teaching ELA, but it might look different in an art classroom or in a PE class. So here are some suggested sessions that teachers who don't necessarily teach a class called ELA would attend and gain value from. And again, all teachers will be mapping, so it's important that they find the sessions that will work for them. Please let me know if you have any questions with this. Again, we have the style guide linked. So the style guide can be accessed from the unit checklist, from the HyperDoc, and from directly the PL page. Collaboration tool, which we'll use to collaborate after this session on October 20th. And then administrator resources. So when Atlas sends out an email to all schools, what I've done is I've copied and pasted and put them all in a Google Doc. So that way you're able to catch up, because I know that sometimes those might not be a priority at the time you're looking at them. So I've just housed them all within this link. And over on the right-hand side, you'll see the ELA skills by grade level. These are the ELA standards unpacked. They will be used to identify skills that correspond to each of the standards. Teachers will be utilizing these in their maps. So they click on the grade they teach. They find the standard, and below it you'll see the essential skills and concepts unpacked. Finally, I'd like to share some logistical pieces. We will start at exactly 7:45 on the morning of October 20th. Just clicking on that so you'll be able to see it. So please make sure to arrive early and plan on checking in between 7:15 to 7:30. We really want to make the most out of our day. We have blocked off hotel rooms at a nearby hotel at the cost of $110 per room. If you are interested in this option, please contact Aubrey from the Office for Schools. Please note that because a lot of these resources are online and because there will be some supported work time, please have your teachers bring a device if possible. A laptop is preferred, but there will be some computers and laptops available in the computer lab if no other device is available to the teacher. We have also purchased headphones for teachers to use in the supported work sessions. But teachers, of course, are welcome to bring their own earbuds, and this would be to watch any Atlas videos or to watch the teacher liaison created screencasts, or simply if they're doing work and want to block out some of that background noise. We will have 2 technology support people on site at Good Shepherd to help us with any potential internet access issues. They will primarily be there to support our presenters, but they will also be available should general internet access issues arise. Note they won't be able to help with password retrieval or helping teachers to log on to their laptops or devices. They're there primarily for infrastructure issues. Finally, you'll be receiving an RSVP Google form from Ann Noya in our office. Please make sure to RSVP as soon as you receive this form. She'll be offering the option of pre-purchasing lunch for the day. These will be boxed lunches. Note that lunch will only be 40 minutes, so there won't be time to go off-site. Please encourage your teachers to order lunch on the form that Ann will be sending, or they can bring their own lunch. We want to make sure that the teachers are there the whole day, so please let them know that there is a raffle. They can win one of 2 iPads courtesy of Cathedral Catholic, but the winner must be present to win. I think that's it for now. We'll be reviewing some of this at the October 5th principals meeting, but I wanted to make sure you had time to work with your staff prior if you have not done so already. Please continue to check the Diocesan Professional Learning page for any updates, and we look forward to an awesome year of professional learning together. Thank you.